Naomi Osaka, the Japanese tennis wonderkid, is not having the best of years. Her performance has been way below her usual, and she, at 24 years old, has also been saddled with multiple injuries throughout the year. In fact, she didn't perform in any of the Grand Slam events she played in the run of 2022. She missed out on Wimbledon and didn't make it through the first round of the US Open. First up, what is Naomi's plan? Osaka will be paying more attention to her fitness. That's according to her and her coach. The abnormal number of injuries she suffered during the year is a cause for concern and raised a question if she is fit enough to compete in top-level tennis. In response, Naomi recently posted pictures of herself doing Pilates. So, is Pilates going to be the one thing that makes all the difference? Multiple stories started to appear on Naomi Osaka's Instagram account of her trying out Pilates. Tried Pilates for the first time ever today, she said in the caption. Pilates is a mind-body exercise regime that covers core strength and enhances posture and flexibility. It also deals with mental health, so it is holistic in its approach. Okay, so what made 2022 an annus horribilis for Naomi? Naomi Osaka has really been through a lot this year. The physical injuries took their toll. She also had to overcome mental health issues to make a comeback. Pilates, it seems, will be able to make a difference to her lost form and her lost confidence. Now, Naomi Osaka has a reaction to Frances Tiafoe wearing her shoes. Frances Tiafoe was in top form when he defeated Rafael Nadal, the world number 2, in his 4th round match. His tail was wagging and his confidence was sky high going into the match against the 22-time Grand Slam winner. The shoes he wore for the match, however, were Naomi Osaka's Nike court shoes. The 4-time Grand Slam champ says she was excited to see Tiafoe win in her shoes and tacked this caption onto an Instagram story. Shoe game crazy, lol, keep it rolling. But the Nike court shoes were inspired by Naruto and her bulldog, Osaka's favorite series. Tiafoe continued to defeat Andrew Rublev of Russia for a place in the US Open semifinal. He was still wearing Naomi's shoes. Then, don't think you can ever do that, Naomi says. Even post-retirement, Serena Williams keeps showing up in conversations. Face it, she's a legend and a huge part of the game. Plus, she's gained respect wherever she goes, inside and outside of the game. Naomi's fans believe she's the closest person able to fill the gap Serena left when she retired. Neither player had a good run at the US Open this year. Serena retired from the game after her 3rd round defeat, and Naomi couldn't get past the 2nd round. But what caused that statement? Don't think you can ever do that? Keep watching, we're about to tell you. Now, Naomi Osaka opens up about stepping into Serena Williams' shoes. Serena has always been an idol for Naomi, ever since she first picked up a tennis racket. When Serena announced her retirement, even her fans piped Naomi Osaka as their favorite to fill the legend's shoes. But Naomi says that is not her plan at all. The 4-time Grand Slam champion isn't eager to take on the responsibility of others and seems intent on focusing on her own game instead. I think for me, I've kind of gotten over trying to fill people's shoes, she said. She frequently talks about how every athlete has his or her own journey and added, I don't think you can ever do that because everyone is unique. We're all kind of forging our own paths and we're all on our own journey. But I think it's really incredible all the stuff she's done for the sport and even beyond that. Also, Osaka disappoints in front of her home crowd. As we said, it's been a horrible year for Naomi. The one glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel was the possibility of winning in front of her home crowd in Tokyo, and she was hyper positive about returning to her top form. The Tokyo Open took place for the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic hit. Naomi's home crowd has always been good for her game. She's won 1 Tokyo Open title and made it to the finals 3 times before. She made it through the first round against Daria Sevilla of Australia, and then the ghost of 2022 struck again. Keep watching for more. Then, Naomi Osaka tumbles out of her Tokyo title defense. It's worth noting that leading up to the Tokyo Open, 24-year-old Naomi Osaka had not won a match, other than by default, since August. But her hopes were high for the home crowd advantage, and then she crashed and burned. Not because of bad form, but because of a tummy ache. The former world number 1 withdrew ahead of her 2nd round match against Beatrice Haddad Maia. After her shock withdrawal, she said the following, "It's an honor to be able to play at the Toray Pan Pacific Open in front of the amazing fans here in Japan," Osaka said in a statement released by organizers. She added, "This and always will be a special tournament for me, and I wish I could have stepped on on court today, but my body won't let me. And Naomi takes a tumble in the rankings too. Thank you for all your support this week, and I will see you next year, Naomi Osaka said at the end of her Tokyo Open run in 2022. She plummeted to 48 in the women's world rankings. This shouldn't come as a surprise though, because she crashed out in the first round of her previous 3 tournaments. Osaka admitted she had gone through more down than up this year. This year has not been the best year for me, but I've learned a lot about myself, she said, adding that she was happy to be healthy. Trying to remain upbeat, she added, life is ups and downs, and this year was more down than up, but overall, I'm pretty happy with where I am now. Osaka has been outside the top 10 all year and endured first round defeats at both the French and US Opens. She withdrew from Wimbledon with an Achilles injury after originally considering skipping the tournament because ranking points would not be awarded. So why was she reduced to tears at Indian Wells back in March? Naomi has been struggling with mental health issues through 2022. Her fragile state came to the fore earlier in the year when she lost to Veronika Kudermetova at the BNP Paribas Masters in Indian Wells. Apparently, this happened because she was heckled while she was losing. She had already lost part of the season in 2021 due to mental health concerns, and the jeering in the early games of the match may well have been a contributing factor in her 6-0, 6-4 loss to the world number 4. Admittedly, the heckling was quite nasty. One spectator shouted, "Naomi, you which had Osaka complaining to the umpire. By the time she was serving in the third game, she was visibly crying, and she went on to lose the set without winning a single game. But this is not the first time it happened in Indian Wells. After her loss, Naomi decided to stick around the court and do an interview. She said the incident reminded her of Venus and Serena Williams receiving abuse at the same venue back in 2001. Both Williams sisters decided to boycott the event. Remember, it is widely regarded to be the biggest, next to the 4 Grand Slams, for 14 years after being racially abused during the 2001 competition. Osaka still had tears in her eyes during the interview. She said, "I just wanted to say thank you. I feel like I cry enough on camera. To be honest, I've been heckled before. Doesn't really bother me. But being heckled here, I watched a video of Venus and Serena getting heckled here. If you've never watched it, you should watch it. And I don't know why, but it got into my head and it got replayed a lot." Russian Kudermetova, who played under a neutral banner due to her country's illegal invasion of Ukraine, came to Osaka's rescue and said, "Naomi was reminded of something that happened with Serena here a few years ago. She started to cry because it was similar to what happened with Serena, but it doesn't matter. I know she's strong, a great person. I think it will be good with her." Finally, will Naomi Osaka figure out if tennis is still important to her? As a fantastic player, a profound woman, and always showing a deep commitment to social issues, Naomi Osaka is already an icon in her own right. But on the court, this 4-time Grand Slam winner is struggling, and that's clear for all to see. Voices of concern about her professional future are now being raised. She was considered to be the only true heir to Serena's women's tennis throne. And if she returns to her top form, she could still be. But to do that, she will have to recommit to tennis. Serena's fans, her own fans, her coaching staff, and anyone with only a passing interest in the game will be crossing their fingers that she finds her form again.